Hello, welcome. It's Dana from Moving on the Mat, and we're out here again outside, balcony exercises, and today we're going to do a little more of a hip exercise, hip releasing, maybe a little hamstrings too, because they kind of go hand in hand. So we're starting on the ground. We're going to start with just bringing the soles of feet together and take a minute here, just deep breathing, trying to get those knees to sink, hips to open, spine to lengthen, trying to relax. It's very warm out today, so this may not be a super long workout, but again, feels good to get moving. So let's take a few more deep breaths here, just really sinking that lower body and just breathing through the whole body. One or two more deep breaths. Really let those legs sink, hips open. Okay, so we're going to take one leg out and one leg crossing over for a simple twist. Just again, still kind of warming up the body, bringing that foot in close to the hip, lengthening your spine up and just turning away from your grounded foot, opening the shoulders, lengthening spine out, deep breath in and out. Release and lengthen. Okay, back to center. Let's bring both legs straight out and we're going to sink forward into Tadasana. Forward bend, a big stretch here, reaching towards your ankles, sink and breathe into it. Very tight this morning. Okay, let's try the other side. Bring that foot in again, close to the ankle. Try to ground it. Lengthen and look out to the other side. Open shoulders, open chest, deep breathing. Breathing and opening. Squeeze out those abs. We're back to center. Let's bring the legs out. Let's give them a shake. Massage them out. Pound them out. Loosen up those muscles. Release any tension. And then we're going to even do windshield wash your feet. So you're just kind of loosening up the ankles as well. Maybe do a few point and flex. So getting the whole lower body here today. Deep breath in and out. And then we're going to take one leg out and one leg in. And we're going into our head to knee pose. This is a hamstring stretch, so we're still stretching out the hips. Anything on the ground is stretching out hips. We're going to sink towards that extended long leg. Take your time reaching and walking it out. Breathing in and out. Sink and stretch into it. Hold for another breath or two. And we're back up. And we're just relaxing, and then we're going to walk it over to the other side. Open the shoulders, open the chest, squeeze out those abs, lengthen and release, breathe in and out. Excellent, and we're back to center. Okay, from here, soles of the feet coming together, back into bound angle pose, back into a little hip stretch. And again, just deep breathing and try to sink and relax. Pull those feet in, sink those legs down, lengthen the spine up. Again, the longer you hold the poses, the more release you'll get. So, it's sort of like you want to keep revisiting them. You want to stay in them for at least 10 or 20 seconds. And then, if you can stay them even for a minute sometimes is good, just to sink and relax and breathe. But again, sometimes we get to that point where we're kind of feeling a little stuck. So let's try the other side. Extend the opposite leg out, tuck that foot in, head towards your knee, lengthen it out, breathe into the whole body, feel that stretch working. Go a little deeper every breath out. Okay, that's enough for now. Again, keeping the legs where they are, trying to sink the lower body down as you walk around to the other side. Open shoulders, open chest, breathe in and out, look out to the side and back. Breathe into it and stretch it out. Squeeze it all out. And we're going to come back to center. Okay, both legs wide. And we're going to do a wide leg forward bend. So we're just going to sink forward. Walk those fingertips out, getting to those hamstrings and lower back. Breathe deep. Stretch deeper. Okay, good. We're coming back up. And then we're going to walk again to a twist. Again, lengthening and looking out, squeezing and reaching out, breathing in and out. Back to center, walk it forward, reach it forward, sink and stretch into it, breathe into it. Go a little deeper, big breath out, keep walking it into it. Come back up. And to the other side, open the shoulders again, lengthen it out. Breathe deep. It's very quiet suddenly here. Okay, I'm glad it's quiet. Sometimes there's dogs barking and horns honking and people yelling, so it's good to have a quiet Sunday morning. We're going to reach overhead towards your big toe into a big side bend. And then return up. Breathe in opposite arm up, lengthen it, open the side ribs and reach overhead. Try to reach into that big toe. And back up. And then one more time, one more walk forward, one more sink forward. Inner thigh, hamstring, back stretch, deep breath in and out. Wide leg forward bend. And again, I have bricks, so again, if you have bricks, they can be helpful. You can rest your forehead down, or you can rest your arms down, and that sometimes just helps us go a little deeper and stay a little longer into the poses. The bricks are there just to add a little extra reach and make it a little more comfortable. Okay, so again, very tight. Alright, good. So we're kind of almost warmed up. Let's give those legs another little shake out, massage out. Make sure there's no tight muscles in there. Keep the lower body limber. Alright, let's bring the legs in. We're going into easy pose. And actually feels easier now than when I first did this. So that's good. We're still warming up though. We're still getting the body sort of stretched out. So let's start with some circles. So we're going to circle one way, loosening up the hips, lengthening through the spine. Kind of leaning back, sliding side, rolling it forward, breathing in and out. Take your time going to those edges. Stretch and sink into it. Let's do two more big circles. Nice and slow, nice and long, nice and deep. One more round. And back up, and then we'll switch our legs to the opposite leg coming in front. And we're going to go counterclockwise for a few more circles, just a couple more. Breathe in, lengthen it, slide into it, roll it back. Two more times. Take your time. Stretch it all out. Relax. Okay, so here we're back in easy pose. Just taking a minute to relax and ground again. Breathe through the whole body. We'll do a little bit upper body for a few seconds or a few minutes. So chin to the chest, and then return up, and then just drop that chin and lengthen it. Return, one more chin to the chest. And then we'll look over our shoulder, then to center, look out, back in, breathe out, and in. One more time. Okay, we're doing circles. Roll it down. Roll it back. One more each way. Really loosen up the upper back. Return in. Okay, one arm across the body. Back stretch, shoulder stretch, bicep stretch. Roll it in here, really close. And then we're going to reach to each shoulder and dropping into eagle arms. Deep breath in and out in eagle. Relax in eagle. Sweep behind the back. Open the heart chakra. Open the chest. Big stretch out. And again, opposite arm comes across. Hug it in. Pull it in. Shoulder stretch. Deep breathing. And reaching to each shoulder again. Let's wrap it again to eagle arms. Deep breath in and out. Breathe into the upper back and shoulder area. And sweep around the back. Pull it back. Open the heart chakra. Big stretch out here. And then we'll bring one hand up to the sky, the ceiling, and over to the opposite knee. Our little sitting twist again. Lengthening and looking out again. Breathing in and out. Squeezing it all out. Excellent. Back to center. Let's switch up the legs one last time. for another sitting twist. Opposite hand up and opposite hand over, and then again lengthen and look out. Breathe in and out, stretch it all out. Good, back to center. And then bring the soles of the feet together, and we're back into bound ankle pose. And again, we're trying to get those knees to sink a little deeper every time we revisit the pose. And we're going to try to fold it forward just a little, sink forward, deep breathing. Okay, good. Let's take it into pigeon. So we're going into pigeon pose. This is a deep hip stretch. I'm going to take it at stages. So first of all, we'll do that sitting twist again. So here both legs are bent, one crossing behind, one in front. We'll do another little twist here away from our feet, lengthening and looking out, open chest, back, shoulders, squeeze out, breathe in and out, and back to center. Okay, so now that the leg that was behind us, I'm going to bring my brick forward. The leg that was sitting behind is going to slide all the way back behind. So pressing it right back and sinking that hip down. And just take a minute here to allow the hip to open. Okay, so we're flexing and extending. Both hips are getting a stretch out. Okay, and we're going to try to sink to the ground. So I have a brick. Bricks are optional. You can rest your hands on, your forehead on. I'm going right down. I'm just going to sink and rest here for half a minute or so. Really just letting the ground and the, just sinking down, going with gravity to open that hip up. Keep breathing and sinking. Couple more deep breaths in and out. Okay, slowly we're going to walk it back up. We're going to lengthen it out. Hands coming in. Open the chest a little. Keep sinking through the hips. And then we're going to try for mermaid position. So grabbing that back foot and bringing that leg in a little. And just feeling that hip releasing, hip and hamstring a little both. Sinking down. Deep breath in and out. Hold it here for another breath or two. And relax. Okay, let's take a minute to stretch everything out. We're going to come to the back toe and down dog stretch. Just walking it out, pedaling those feet, relaxing head, neck, shoulders, walking the dog a little, coming into toes and heels, big full body stretch. Lengthen it all out, breathe in and out. And then we're going to walk those hands forward to our plank. And then dropping into the cobra. Open those hips, lengthen the spine, lengthen the arms, open the chest, deep breath in and out. Excellent. Okay, sink it back. Rest back, relax back. Child pose. Take a minute here to really rest as well. Breathe deep. Deep breathing and relaxing. Okay, let's come back down into sitting, bound angle pose to start with. We're starting from the beginning. Soles of the feet once again coming together, knees opening, hips relaxing, full body breathing. Take a minute here just to relax and breathe, rest and sink. Getting grounded through the hips, lengthening through the spine. Working, with the root chakra a little bit and the sacral chakra. Okay, so these poses are for hips and also rooting and grounding today. Taking another deep breath in and out. Excellent. Okay, once again, we're going to just take one leg around. So we're trying to get the legs to sink, everything to relax. Lower body sinking, upper body lengthening, full body breathing. Sink and relax, breathe in, breathe out. Feel that hip release. Okay, so once again, this outside leg's going to lengthen and extend back. We're going to keep the other leg in towards the front. I'm going to bring my brick back in. And again, just take a minute here to lower it down. The the hip release and open. We're going with gravity. Gravity is what's helping us, grounding in gravity. Okay, so sinking down, relax down, and sink to the ground. Just take a couple deep breaths in and out. And just try to sink and embrace that stretch that's happening in that lower body. Deep breathing. Okay, so you might have one side tighter than the other. That's me. The left is so much tighter. Okay, we're coming back up and we're going to come back into mermaid. We're going to try that mermaid pose again. So just try to sink down, keep that hips open, and then we're going to slowly grab that back foot. And again, just do this if you can. Don't force it. Bring that foot towards you, towards your shoulder blade. Bring it in, deep breath in and out. Hold for another breath or two. Breathing helps the body relax, helps the muscles release. So keep breathing. And we're going to release that back leg. One more time. Back into downward facing dog. And just take them in again. In, down dog. Walk the feet. Pedal the feet. Lengthen it all out. Deep breath in and out. Walk it out. Stretch it out. And then we're going to kind of sink a little deeper. And we're going to walk into Uttanasana. Deep forward bend. Deep breathing and lengthening. Sinking forward, stretching it all out. Lengthen your spine out. Breathe into it. Roll it all up. Excellent. Okay, so take the feet a little wider. We're going to swish out a little bit. Loosen up the shoulders a bit. We'll be back down in a minute. We're just taking them to stretch out a little of the standing. So we want to up overhead for a side bend. Lengthen and look overhead. Deep breath in and out. The other side, big breath in, overhead reach, lengthen and stretch out, reach long, open that side rib. Okay, good. Let's bring those arms behind the back, open chest, back, shoulders, folding forward, sinking into it, deep breath in and out, open the chest, lengthen those legs, deep breathing, hip opening, turn up, roll out a few times. Okay, and then we'll stretch it out. We'll come into our first warrior. So grounding into first warrior, just for a minute. Lengthen it up, sink into it. Open wide, breathe in and out. Feel that stretch. We'll go into side ankle pose next. Elbow on top of the knee, gaze up, reach up, look up, open chest, back, shoulders. Deep breath in and out. Let that arm rest on the lower back for a minute. Open the heart chakra to the sky or the ceiling. Deep breathing and opening. Okay, back in. Triangle pose. Hold for a breath or two. Lengthen it up. Coming down, and we're going to come into the resting lunge. Slowly, gently. Walk your toes up as much as you can. Open those hips up. Resting lunge, okay? So hands resting beside that front leg. Open it up, sink into it, breathe into it. Palms grounding, deep breathing, hip opening. Feel that stretch. Again, the longer you can stay in some of these poses, the more release you're going to get. Again, you can use a brick for hands on top. And again, you can use a brick to come into lizard. So I'm going to do that in a second or two. That's forearms coming to the ground, or in this case, to the brick. Okay, so lizard pose, going deeper into that hip back stretch. So you're going to put it like this. Sink and relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Hold for another breath or two. Really feel that stretch happening. Feel that release. Okay, we're back up. Bring one hand either side. Walking the fingertips back. Kind of sinking forward towards that leg. So the leg that was bent is now lengthening, and I'm folding into it, and I'm breathing into it. Feeling that hamstring stretch. Deep breath in and out. Take your time with these. Okay, so it's going to be not pain, but maybe a little discomfort because we're really getting nice and deep. Okay, let's slide that foot in. bring it to the ground, 90 degrees. And I'm going to come into deep side angle pose, so getting a little upper back and shoulders. And I'm going to use my brick to help me. So my brick is going to be beside that front foot, hand on top. We're coming into the back toe, lifting through that back leg and opening that arm up. Open chest, back shoulders, sink the hips, open the chest, look up, deep breath in and out. Deep side angle pose. And then coming down for deep side angle twist to the other side. Lengthen and open. Open the shoulder blades. Reach up. Deep breathing. Look out. Turn down. And we're going to step back into downward facing dog. And take a minute in down dog just to walk it out. Release out. Stretch out. Lengthen out. Breathe in and out. Full body stretch. Okay. Let's bring one leg. We're going to walk it in. And back to Uttanasana. Deep forward bend. Deep breathing. Lengthening. Stretching. Sinking. Roll yourself up. Let's just do a quick swish out. Release out. Breathe in and out. Arms in front, back. Swish and sweep. Okay, let's do the opposite leg. We're going into the other side. First warrior, ground through the feet, sink into that front knee, sweep those arms up. Feel that stretch of the legs, lengthen your spine out, deep breath in and out. Coming into warrior two, lengthen and open, reach into it, breathe into it. Okay, side angle pose. Elbow on top of knee, gaze up, reach up, look up, opening chest, back, shoulders, and then letting the arm rest on that lower back, opening the heart chakra a bit more, opening the chest a little bit more, deep breath in and out, stretch it out. Okay, deep breathing. And then we're going to come into triangle pose, full triangle pose. And come down slowly, take the back leg, resting lunge, walk your toes up, sink that back leg down gently, and again, just sinking forward towards the ground, palms grounding, hips grounding, and just sinking those palms into the ground as you sink forward, opening hips to the ground, deep breathing, lots of grounding and breathing in this pose, lots of releasing through the tight hips, deep breath in and out, just try to relax it all out. Breathe a little deeper every breath out. Hold for another breath or two. Walk it forward, sink it forward. Bring the brick into it if you want. Again, it's optional, but I think it's nice to have a brick to help you a little bit, get a little deeper and more comfortable into these deep poses. Deep breathing, deep poses. Okay, I'm going to come into lizard slowly. I'm just going to bring my hands down top of the brick, so it's kind of like a cheating lizard, but it's still getting a little deeper into those hips. Deep breath in and out, just hold here for another couple breaths. Feel that release in the hips. Okay, good. One more breath in and out. And then we're going to come back up and then just bring the hands on either side of that front foot. Slowly walk your fingertips back. Bring your toes up. Lengthen that leg out. Sink the hips back. And fold forward. Stretching out that hamstring. Deep breathing in and out. Lengthen and sink. Breathe into it. Okay, and then we're going to slide that foot towards you. Just bring it into 90 degrees. And bring the brick back in beside that front foot, hand on top, coming into my back toe, lifting up and reaching up into deep side angle pose. Deep breath in and out. Look up, reach up, open the shoulder blades here. Excellent. Okay, taking that hand down, replacing the other hand, coming into deep side angle twist towards your bent knee side. Open shoulders, open chest, deep breathing and lengthening. And opening. And returning. Okay, back into downward facing dog. Let's take a minute in down dog. Let's walk our feet, pedal the feet, lengthen our spine, stretch it all out, sink it all back. Slowly walk hands forward again to plank. Hold for a few seconds and plank. And this time we're going to do a slow chaturanga to the ground. Keeping elbows in, going nice and slow. Sink down, relax down. And then we'll bring the arms out, coming into some locust lifts here. So breathing in. Exhale, lift it up, lengthen it out, and rest. Let's do 4 more of those. Big breath in. Exhale, lift, reach, lengthen. Rest. 3 more to go. Breathe in. And out. And up. Rest. Again, breathe out, reach out. And rest it. 2 more. Breathe in. Exhale up. Reach long. And 1 more time. Breathing in. Lift and lengthen. And rest. Take a break. Okay. Let's bring one leg in. Open the front hip and thigh. Feel that front hip stretch. Deep breathing in and out. And just relaxing and opening the front hip. And rest it back down. Let's try side 2. Grab that back foot. Open that front hip. Sink and stretch. Deep breathing. Releasing. Come back down. Okay, we're coming into Sphinx Pose. Elbows are going to come in right under the shoulders. Palms are grounding. Spine is lengthening. So we're just pushing away from the floor, opening the hips up. Lengthening spine out. Deep breath in and out. Legs towards the back wall, tailbone to the back wall. Open the chest. Small back bend. Okay, relaxing back down. We're going for the big back bend. We're going to go into bow pose. So grabbing the feet, and I like to do 2 of these. Take a minute to relax and open to the ground. Breathing in. Exhale, lengthen and lift up. Open the chest up, lift those legs up. Deep breath in and out. And release and relax. Take a minute to rest. Sink to the ground. Full body breathing. Okay, we're going to come up for a second bow. Hopefully this one will be just a little deeper and a little longer. Okay, after the second time you just open the pathway up, so we're going a little bit deeper into it. One more time. Here we go, grabbing those legs, open the hips, deep breath into the ground. Exhale, lift and lengthen. Pull it all up and return down. And take another little break, rest. Just take a minute to relax on the ground, sink into the earth. We're going to slowly come up onto hands and knees, just taking your time. Walk the knees in a little, hands directly into shoulder blades. Let's press one foot back, sink the heel down to the ground. Again, just getting a little back calf soleus stretch, foot stretch. The knees together, other side. Ball the foot on the floor, push those palms into the ground, sink it all back, deep breath in and out. Bring it back in, coming into your back toes. And one more time, downward dog. Lengthen it out, and again we're going to walk our feet in, hands in. Uttanasana, deep forward bend. Again, you can use a brick here, just hands on top if you like. Sort of sinking forward, stretching it out, lengthening it all out. Breathe in and out. You can bring the hands behind the legs for a few seconds as well. Or alternatively, holding onto your toes and kind of pulling yourself down, deep breathing. Alright. Roll up slowly. Come into mountain. Lengthen it out. Ground through the feet. Lengthen through your spine. Keep those hips parallel. Shoulders pulled back. Shoulder width, hip width apart with everything. We're going to take it to dancer pose. So we're going to ground through the right leg. Lift through the left side. Reach up. Just opening the front hip and thigh. And then lifting and lengthening back a little. Take your time. Deep breath in and out. Going nice and long and deep, deep breathing and opening. 5, 4, 3, 2, relax, and relax. So we're getting into some back work here. So we went from the hips and hams into more of like the heart chakra, back bending, solar plexus area. Okay, let's take it to the other side. Let that knee drop, hip open, spine lengthen. Deep breath in and out. Feel that stretch out, lengthen and lift. Okay, good. And gradually we come back down. Take a minute to ground yourself. Breathing deep. Legs a little wider. We're going to go into the Malasana, the deep squat. So again, hands to the heart. We're sinking back into the hips, stretched out, knees stretched out, ankles stretched out, and holding it here, really sinking into it. Now, if you find this a little hard on the knees or the hips, you can always take a brick and sit on that for a minute, because again, that makes it easier. We're still kind of low, but we're supported. Okay, so either way, with or without bricks, is good to open the hip flexors up and just sort of open through the ankles as well. Take a couple more deep breaths in and out. Really feel that hip releasing, ankle stretch. Full body stretches today, lower body stretches today. Okay, come on down. Let's come into sitting and you're back into easy pose. And maybe we'll try a couple more sitting stretches. Actually, let's come back into bound angle pose. So we started with easy pose and bound angle pose, and hopefully we're getting the knees up to sink a little bit more, feeling a little more at ease on the ground. Breathing in and out here again. Okay, so let's take it to 1 or 2 more hip releasing stretches. So we did warm up the hips a lot, that's good. So we're going to try some more advanced sitting poses, not too advanced, just a little bit. Let's start with half lotus. So again, one leg coming in, one leg coming up over top. Tuck it in, pull it in, and try to get those knees to drop. Hips to open, deep breathing. Relaxing and stretching. Breath in and out. Okay, let's switch it up. Let's do the other side. This leg's going to drop to the bottom. The other leg coming up on top. Deep breath in and out. Relax and sink again. Breathe in and out. Get those knees to sink a little bit. Relax a bit. Knees out. Let's shake it all out. Massage it all out. Loosen it all up. Point and flex the ankles because they got stretched too there. Okay? And then we're going to go into Lord of the Fishes or the more advanced sitting twist. So again, one leg coming underneath, and the other leg coming over top. Outside of the knee, ground the hips, ground that foot, turn away from the grounded foot and lengthen it out, open the shoulders to the other side, deep breath in and out. One more breath in and out. Okay, good. So in between sides, we're just going to unravel, come back into bound ankle pose just for a few seconds. Let those knees drop, hips open. Relax and breathe, ground and center. To the other side, opposite leg coming in close, other leg out over top, grounding that foot, sinking through hips, and twisting it out to the other side, deep breath in and out. One more breath in and out. Excellent. Okay, release it. Release and unravel, shake and relax, shake and release. Excellent. Easy pose again, back into center. Okay, so we're going to finish off with breathing as we often do. Not always, but often. So again, let's take a minute for quiet, relaxed, deep breathing. Sort of like a mini meditation. We'll roughly hold for a minute. I just want you to focus on deep, full breathing. Feel that breath really filling the lungs, filling the back, filling your shoulders, and then exhale it all out. Okay, so here we go, breathing in and out. Okay, let's bring the hands in and one hand top the other and just holding here by the belly. Let's take another minute of breathing. Quieting the mind, breathing deep. I'm going to take it to Temple Mudra. Pointer fingers lifting up overhead, sending energy to the crown chakra. So getting all the chakras here, solar plexus, root chakras, sacral chakra, just breathing into the crown this time. Good. Slowly come down to the heart chakra. One more time, just palms together, prayer pose, keep breathing. Get into Lotus Mudra, symbol of purity, pure heart, pure mind, pure body. Let's take a couple more deep breaths. Breathing into that lotus, smelling the flowers. Namaste. Thank you for joining me on Moving on the Mat. Thank you for staying this long. Send me some likes. Thank you so much. And I wish you a wonderful day ahead. And I'll see you again soon.